Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at ISE 2022 here at one of my favorite stands and favorite companies, Shure. I'm here with Chris Merrick. How you doing?
Hi Stephanie, really well, thanks. How are you?
Oh, doing great. I just love being back in person. Just the energy of a trade show, I've missed it immensely. How about you?
Yeah, well, I mean, just looking at the numbers of people around here already, I think the death of trade shows has been prematurely reported. I think we're going to have a very, very good week.
I agree. I'm just looking at your stand now, and it is busy. So I'm so excited to hear and see what you guys have new, because you've had a few new things since last ISE, I understand.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the most important thing, which actually we only announced last week, is the new MXA 920, which is the flagship ceiling array microphone, kind of like the top of the range of our Microflex ecosystem, and it brings in a whole bunch of really new software capabilities, not only to make it a lot easier to set up, but also to really offer much superior sound performance than prior generations of the product. So it's a real leap forward, and we're very excited about having that here. We're also showcasing developments in our software, which people may not have actually experienced firsthand. Notably the IntelliMix AI denoiser, which is part of the IntelliMix Room software DSP. So this is, particularly in these days, should we say, of hardware constraints, people really like this because they can actually install the DSP on the in-room PC rather than having another separate device. So that saves money, it saves cost, it saves space. And the great thing about the denoiser, if you ever get a chance to see the demo video we've got on our website, shure.com, where we show all the annoyances that happen in meeting rooms, like the crinkly chip packet, or crisp packets as we call them in the UK, and people clicking pens and tapping on their keyboards, all that sort of stuff. So that's it's a great fun, but it actually does work really well for actually just improving the quality of meetings. I think particularly during the pandemic, we've all experienced those Zoom calls, those Teams calls, where it's not great, people have got bad habits, so anything which can actually just help improve the meeting room experience, it's not just a fun thing, it's actually great for companies' productivity, for the energy levels of your associates and so on. In addition to that, we're also showcasing the STEM ecosystem, which although Shure merged or acquired with STEM, nearly 2 years, 18 months, it's over 18 months ago. And people have said, oh, were we going to sort of like try to just merge them into the rest of Shure? No, absolutely not. STEM is a vitally important part of the overall Shure offering. We're showcasing it here exactly the same space as Microflex. It's a very accessible solution. It's really, really super simple to set up and deploy, and that's, as part of being under the Shure umbrella, that's really going gangbusters. So we're very excited about having that, and there's going to be a very, very rich future for STEM, we think, as part of the Shure family. And other stuff we've got. Let's not forget our pro audio heritage. We've got our new KSM 11 microphone, which is kind of like sits right at the top of the pyramid in terms of audio quality. Already being adopted by a lot of performance artists. It's also showcasing here in the conference halls, because we've teamed up with ISE to be the audio partner for the whole conference program. So there's a whole lot of exciting new sort of pro AV stuff as well in the wireless world.
Well, let's take a look. I'm looking forward to seeing all this stuff and how it works.
Okay. Well, I'll try to explain how it works. So, firstly, we have here, looking up, the new 920, which the previous 910 was only available in a square ceiling format. The 920 is available in square and also in circular as well, and in different colours. So you can have aluminium, white, and black. And the square one is actually available in paintable colours as well. So you can actually tune it right into your. So the aesthetics is actually really important, because when people are designing conference spaces and meeting rooms, they're not just thinking about the audio. In fact, sometimes they don't necessarily think about the audio at all. But so what we want to do is make sure there's things which are architecturally beautiful, but also actually very easy to deploy. So with the 920, it has this capability where not only can you just put it into the ceiling and it covers a 30 by 30 space, it can be mounted and suspended in a whole variety of different ways. But out of a box, it will cover a 30 by 30 space. You don't need to do any configuration at all. However, if you want to, unlike the 910, you can actually just set zones. You don't have to aim beams. You just say, this piece of the room I want to be covered. Let's say a presentation lectern. Or you say, okay, I want to cover the meeting room table at this end. Or I want to make sure the CEO at the end, he's got his own zone. You just draw a square, boom, that's it. It is absolutely the simplest thing. If you want to go in and do like really fine-tune things, you can. You can actually go in underneath the hood and fine-tune things to your heart's content. So, an AV Pro can geek out on it. Absolutely, be our guest. But also, but you can actually put them in, and it will work magnificently. The other thing, we're actually learning new capabilities of it all the time. One of the interesting things is you can actually use it. If you can create a zone and then mute it, and it will actually kill any sound whatsoever coming from that area. So, for example, you've had a meeting room where, let's say you're having a working lunch and you want to mute the counter where people are getting their chip packets or whatever. You can actually zone that out, and people walk out into that zone. You won't hear a thing. Whereas all the conversation around the table in the meeting can carry on as normal. So again, it's all about delivering delightful user experiences, so people really they're in the room. And I went to some demos with some of our channel partners pre-launch in Chicago. And so these guys were just saying, like, is the presenter wearing a lav mic? Has he got a lapel mic on? I said, no, that's all coming through the 920. It sounds that good. So you've got to get yourselves to the Shure booth. You've got to get yourself to one of the Shure experience centres. Get yourself to a Shure partner and experience it, and your socks will be blown off.
Very cool. I mean, I am all about technology that's very intelligent, but is very simple to configure and easy to use.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And we're not trying to, demean or anything the skills of the AV professionals, but we know labour is scarce. Projects are very intense. If you've got a skyscraper in Wall Street where there's 7 floors to install, you want to do that as quickly and efficiently as possible. The reduced minutes per room, that's going to save the integrator time, it's going to save them money. It means they can actually put their skilled staff, their skilled engineers onto the things where they really need to deploy their skills, rather than just bolting stuff into a ceiling. So that's where the intelligence comes in, because it doesn't do away with the needs of the AV Pro, but it actually supplements them and makes their lives easier.
Sounds good. What's next?
Okay, well, we can have a quick walk through, and let's go and see the STEM stuff.
All right, let's go see the SIM stuff. I'm ready.
So as you can see, we're pretty busy already.
No, this is good. This is good. This is showing all the people at home just how popular you guys are.
Yeah, well, this is why we kind of set this center area, because these aren't demos as such. It's just where people can actually just get up close to the products and touch them. People like to pick stuff up and feel it, and they want to look at how many ports are there on the back of the interfaces, and they want to see, how do the mute buttons and all these sorts of things work. So getting up close and intimate with it, and a chance to actually have detailed conversations with our pros is the purpose of this area. So just over on this side here, we've actually got this is where live demos are happening of the MXA 920 and the IntelliMix denoiser and all those sorts of things. So that room is normally absolutely chock-a-block all the way through. If we get a chance to come back and experience it, then you'll be very welcome to do so.
Oh yeah, and we'll do a product video of it too, so people can get a full demo of that, how that works as well.
Yeah, and if anyone's at the event and wants to come along, then more than welcome to. But as I say, we replicate those demos in our experience centre. So if you're not at ISE, you can still come and check that stuff out.
Yes, at the Shure Experience Centre, correct?
Experience Centre, yeah, Chicago, London, Tokyo, wherever, and of course our channel partners. They all. Of
course.
So let's quickly go across to the STEM stuff. Actually, that said, I've forgotten we've got this area.
This area.
So much stuff. So what we've actually got here is our home office and podcasting solutions. So you've got one of these, yeah?
An MV7, yes.
Available in customizable colours. So you've actually got the rAVe TV lilac purple, whatever colour you want to call it.
So through ColorWare, I know that you Pantone match. So all we had to do was send our Pantone code in, and they color matched it, and you can pick matte or glossy, and there's so many customization options. It is easily the most beautiful and best sounding microphone I've ever worked with.
But it's a bit of fun though. But for people who, I mean, obviously podcasting brands who are trying to do online training and so on, just for capability to actually have that, augment your marketing using those colours. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit of fun. Sometimes it can just be your favourite sports team. But the fundamental point is with the SM7B, which is the mic at the top there, which is kind of a classic launched in the 1970s, that took over the world, particularly during the pandemic. That's the world's best-selling podcasting microphone, pretty much. And then we launched the MV7, which is a USB version, and frankly, I think it just sounds so good. You don't need to have a cloud lift or anything like that. You can just into your PC and away you go. And over here to some of our other offerings, the MV51. That's been around a while, but what we did, that's got the classic Shure grill, so you kind of got a bit of the Elvis mic style, and this one here to the right, which is I personally use, is the MV5C. I have at my home office, do podcasts, do interviews, etc. With that, sounds absolutely pristine. So there's no excuse for business professionals to sound suboptimal in this day and age. I go nuts when I watch people on TV being interviewed, like on CNN or on the BBC, and they've got their little ear things in, and they sound, sound crazy.
A little muffled, or even worse, when they use the internal mic in the computer. You just can't do that anymore.
Just do not. People, do not do it. Buy it. Invest a very limited amount of money. They're very good value, and they're absolutely bulletproof. They will last you for life, and you will sound great.
These are the less intense ones for people who are not quite as audiophiles.
No, you don't need to know anything about audio at all. They're literally USB in, and away you go. You just need to select it as the device in your codec or whatever you're using. And it's as straightforward as that. And also, of course, we've got our range of headphones and earbuds and so on. For example, the Aonic 50s, Aonic 40s, they will transform your listening experience. If you like music, videos, I recommend people listen to Blade Runner. Watch the movie Blade Runner with some decent headphones on, and it will open up completely new.
And I have Aonic 50s, and I absolutely love them, and they're the bigger ones. The Aonic 40 ones are a little bit smaller.
Yes, that's right.
And they have the mode so that you can either turn on and hear your surroundings if you want to make sure that one of your coworkers can get a hold of you, or you can turn off noise canceling, and you won't hear nothing but the music or movie that you're listening to.
And also you can actually configure all the settings in an app. So there's an app which you can run on your Android or iOS operating system, and you can configure. Again, you can geek out in the configurations. You can go in and nuance everything if you so want. But again, out of the box, it sounds great. But yeah, with you can turn off the noise reduction and so on. So particularly if you're commuting, you might want to hear announcements, or you just want to be conscious of who's around you, or whatever, And so yeah, if you want to be at home and want to sort of tune out a refrigerator, but it's a different thing. But if you're in commuting, you might want to turn that off. So yeah, all configurable.
Yes, lovely.
Okay, let's move on. As promised, let's move on to the STEM stuff.
All right, STEM stuff. Here we come.
Yeah, so here we're showcasing the STEM ecosystem. As mentioned, with the STEM team joining Shure 18 months ago. We're super excited about this. They're great products, and the beauty of them is they are really super straightforward to deploy. You don't need to be, again, a trained engineer, because the scarcity of talent, you want to put your engineers on the stuff they really need to focus on. There's more complex meeting rooms, there's more complex training rooms, etc. But with the STEM products, you can drop them in. They will all work together automatically. You just plug in and say, because this is the space, these are the areas I'm trying to cover. You don't actually need to even quite rudimentary PC skills, and you'll be able to actually get STEM up and running. Works really nicely with all the major codecs, of course, so Zoom and Teams and so on. We're obviously hoping to get certification for that in the near future, but
when would you recommend the use of these over the 920?
I would say the 920 you probably want to put into those slightly more challenging spaces, like the larger boardroom, etc. It's the metaphor I try to say is like they both serve, obviously both ecosystems serve a common purpose, but there's differences in terms of the capabilities at the boundary. Let's put it that way. So it's a bit like why do Volkswagen have Audis and Volkswagens in the range?
Yes.
They do the same thing, but they're serving different parts of the market. It's not to say one is better or worse. It's just to say that people have different preferences and different needs. So we've got customers, major banks, major legal companies, where they're putting Microflex into those training rooms, into the boardrooms, but they're putting STEM into the should we say the standard huddle rooms and so on, where they just want to put the stuff in. The IT department can plug it in, they can set it up and walk away, and then they don't want to worry about it. So it's a bit simplistic way I'm describing it, but again, engage with one of our professionals, come to one of our demo centres here and experience the difference of how to set them up. But the STEM stuff is remarkably straightforward to set up, which is why we use the tagline "effortless" around it. Yeah. So that's so with STEM we've got the ceiling array, table, wall. There's a speaker, there's a hub, and the control. And those are all the components of it. With the hub, you can have a Dante version or a non-Dante version if you want to network it further. A lot of people don't use the Dante on it at all because it's just a self-contained system in a room that's just being used for conferencing. And again, just plug it in and fire it up. It's as straightforward as that. I'm not sure how we're doing for time, so let's quickly go to the pro area and we can see some of the.
This is the AV nerd area.
The AV nerd area, yeah. We can get our Metallica t-shirts on and rock out.
Turn it up to 11.
Okay, yeah, here we are. So here's the pro audio area where we're showing all the stuff which is used for major events, major concerts, used in press conferences in places like the White House, used in Super Bowl, etc., etc. This is the flagship of the world's audio industry. So what we have here is just recently launched the new KSM 11, which is kind of the top of the range mic. So if you've got a major rock star, CEO, you're hosting an event with tens, hundreds of thousands, millions of people in the audience, this is what you need. If you're putting people on stage with something else, then we have questions for you. That's all I'm going to say.
We have questions for you.
We've got obviously the full range of all the audio, the wireless mics, etc. I mean, Axient Digital, it's been used at some of the world's most challenging events. Eurovision Song Contest, Super Bowl, the Fête de Vigneron, which is something which some people may not be aware of, which is actually only happens every 25 years in Switzerland. And I think they had something like 240 channels of Axient wireless working flawlessly in a huge environment. So it's can do things which other audio systems can't do. If you get a chance to go to our website, look up the David Byrne testimonial. So David Byrne did a recent tour where the whole of his band were all mobile and inside metal chains, and they used Axient to get the audio out. And it's really interesting. David Byrne himself talking about how he could only have done that tour using Shure wireless gear. And don't forget, of course, the SM58, the classic. I hate to tell you, I'm the same age as the SM58. I'm not sure if that age is the SM58 or me, but it does go to show it's a timeless classic. I think it's
can't mess with perfection.
Yeah, and of course you've got the Axient digital racks, you've got the wireless workbench. Scan that whole wireless environment. Make sure you're not conflicting with the radio, with TV, with passing airliners, whatever it is. All the 100,000 people in the crowd with all of their cell phones, etc. Again, impeccable, flawless audio. It's not just the mic; it's also the wireless, and that's what people forget. They say Shure's a microphone company. Yeah, we are, but also we're actually one of the world's paramount wireless businesses. And that's why the world's broadcasters, event professionals rely on this stuff. I'm waving my finger. I'm sorry.
No.
I get quite passionate about it, so mustn't do that. I'm not trying to nag people. But,
No. It's good that you're passionate about what you do.
yeah, well, it's exciting. I mean, we're actually helping people in the world communicate better, entertain better, share their beliefs and values and so on. It's an important part of the world we're in today. So I love it absolutely.
And as I said, this is one of my favorite companies. I obviously use a lot of your stuff and love it and have nothing but amazing things to say. So very good stuff, very high quality, and you can edit it to your specifications, but like everything that I've ever had from you guys has been very easy to use right out of the box. Like I'm studying for my CTS, I don't have it yet. You don't need a CTS to use any Shure products.
No, but it helps. It's good.
It does help.
No, I mean, it's about, making things easy to use because, some people want that. They want to open up the hood. They want to get under, and actually fine tune things. And absolutely, please, we want you to do that. But if that's not your passion or your interest, but you still want just pretty good audio, you want damn good audio, then we're going to help you there as well.
All right. Well, is there anything else to see, or are we pretty much?
There's always more. There's always more, but we're here for 4 days, so maybe by the end of 4 days we'll have covered everything.
Yes.
But
remind me, what stand are we in?
That's a good question. 3N250.
3N250. So we are here until Friday, the last day of ISE. So where else can people go to find more information?
Shure.com. That will take you to absolutely everything.
Perfect. Chris, it was so good seeing you in person. It was so good. And on our end, don't forget, you can go to ravepubs.com/ISE 2022 for all of your ISE coverage. We'll see you next time. Bye.